This is being filmed for Liberty University History 713, Entrepreneurial History since 1900. My topic today is about some things that happened in the course of my life in the last 30 years that are kind of interesting. I was waxed nostalgic the other day about how I actually came into the financial arena, and it's kind of interesting. As I looked back, I found that the affirmative action legislation that had been percolating since the Civil Rights Act of 1964 became a little bit more intense in the mid 80s. And primarily the affirmative action was if you're white male, you're not getting a job in government, is what it amounted to. At that point, I had just spent 3 years, it's not 3 years, about 7 years in college, completing 3 degrees, one in history, one in economics and math, and one in teaching. And my goal was to work in a government situation, a USDA or a teaching position or a high school teacher, and sent out hundreds of resumes. I went and took the foreign service exam and just wasn't able to get footing anywhere on any job. I basically ended up being a construction worker until I answered an advertisement for American Express Financial Advisors, and they basically accepted anyone. I didn't know this at the time, but their success rate, their failure rate is 97%. 97% of the people that pass the Series 7 brokerage license, 3% of them, 3 out of 100, are there the second year. That's how difficult it was. And in my first year, I had a lot of time to read. And what I ended up doing was I was pretty much blocked on pursuing any career that I was wanting to get into. I was working construction, took the tests, worked for American Express Financial Advisors, and then started reading some of their corporate legalese. And I found out that I could do the same thing at a smaller level. I could do the inform LLCs, I could manage money, I could start hedge funds, etc. So the bulk of my education at American Express Financial Advisors was figuring out how they operated. And with this, it took me 3 years, but I was able to go into business on my own, file the financial paperwork, open my own insurance company, and then I bonded for that, and then I also opened a hedge fund, and then ended up opening an LLCs that would specifically put monies in specific investments. And over the course of the next 15 years, I was able to, I had to wear a football helmet a lot of the time. But the point being is that this opportunity presented itself because of a shut door that the government started. I mean, this is a capitalist society. It's a free market society. And if you really look at close at the Declaration of Independence, you're basically free to pursue happiness. Whether it was happy or not is debatable. But the ability to actually be able to create something out of nothing was an entrepreneurial feat that it's not going to happen anywhere. I couldn't land in Germany, have done this. I couldn't have landed in Sweden, Russia, anywhere but United States. It was a tough time, definitely. I've aged a lot, but after 15 years, I was able to retire, and I've spent the last 10 years doing kind of what I wanted to do, which was teach history. So there you have it as far as what's going on. So I started my research by doing a little bit of background on the actual affirmative action laws that came down. Looked like Bill Clinton was trying to lighten them up a little bit. I thought Bill Clinton caused them, but it was actually something in the late 70s that was going to start it, that pushed affirmative action toward, based on the government positions, they need to have quotas for minorities in pretty much all federal, state, and local governments. And that's pretty much what caused me to have to go outside of what I was looking for to build a career, which I was lucky I did. Thank you.